Hey everyone, this is kind of a lore of the cards, but a little different to what we usually do. Blizzard have actually been pretty good at releasing lore content along with Hearthstone expansions of late, so we're going to look at those as and when the new information comes out. I'm a little late on this one, but expect videos to come out closer to the article releases in the future. Our first hint of lore for the Witchwood comes in the form of Mysterious Missives. A collection of files on some of the key players in the coming conflict for the Witchwood has made itself known to us. However, the source of these dossiers is unknown, and in this time of uncertainty and conflict, rumour can spread. We can't be 100% sure everything contained within them is factual, but we should look as knowledge is power, and if even a small piece of these dossiers is true, it could be the difference between life and death. The first dossier looks into the woman blamed for the creepy goings-on in the Witchwood, Hagatha. The dossier's author admits they do not know Hagatha's true nature, if she is in fact the malevolent being responsible for the Witchwood's corruption, or whether she is a powerful victim of the curse. The author muses if she may have been a survivor of a battle who haphazardly wandered into the woods, or whether she is a manifestation of the forest's anger, finally having enough of those that intrude upon and despoil its grounds. Or is she a particularly gifted shaman who, consumed by her baser instincts of desire and vengeance, is losing her grip on sanity. Hagatha makes her home deep within the woods along the bank of a swamp. It is almost as if she is an avatar of the Witchwood itself. When she speaks, every foul creature of the woods listens. When she breathes, glowing mists coil around the branches of the wood's trees, restless spirits waking from their slumber, and when she rages, the jagged, grinning trees of the woods uproot, entire hillsides rising and lumbering into the night. From this short description of Hagatha, we find out she is linked to several of the wood's legendary monsters. When she sleeps and dreams, the people of Gilneas are struck by recurring nightmares, in which they see a giant serpent threatening to devour the moon. No doubt this refers to Baku. When Hagatha is consumed by despair, her emotion manifests as the Shudderwock, which stalks through the lands of the Witchwood. Hagatha comes across as a truly terrifying individual, but she is not an all-powerful force of nature. Her strengths lie in her lucidity, her cunning, and her ability to plot. It is not known why Hagatha now torments the city of Gilneas, whether she hates its inhabitants, or whether the city is merely a stepping stone to a greater goal. Whatever her reasoning may be, she will not stop until Gilneas is consumed by the Witchwood. The next dossier is the King of Gilneas, Genn Greymane. From the first sentence, it seems the author of these dossiers is friend of neither Hagatha or Genn, mentioning that they dare not approach the king too closely. The file briefly touches on Genn's past, a stubborn and arrogant ruler who isolated his people from the rest of the world, all for it to end in calamitous results, Gilneas almost falling around the time of the Cataclysm. Fortunately for him and his people, Genn's ability to rule has dramatically increased. Learning from the dire mistakes of his past, and perhaps without his wisdom, Gilneas would have already fallen to the Witchwood. Since the crisis of the Witchwood began, Genn has been working tirelessly to defend his people from its horrors. The king can spend hours confined to his study, working to the early hours of the morning, night after night, in service of his people. He is bombarded by a constant flow of reports filtering into him from the city, of disappearances in the woods, horrifying shapes stalking the city streets, and a seemingly unending torrent of disturbing developments. One of his many problems exists within his own walls, a doomsaying Crowskin cult operating from shadowy back rooms and cellars. These events have rattled the usually strong-willed citizens of Gilneas, but the iron-willed Greymane has taken decisive action and in turn expects the same iron-like resilience from his subjects. His response has been to crack down, demanding absolute discipline and dedication. He has entrusted the thief-taker Shaw to deal with the Crowskin cult, and is recruiting the very best monster hunters Gilneas has to offer to perform hunts within the woods. Genn is taking on the Witchwood curse, all guns blazing. The king's daughter and heir to the throne, Tess Greymane, is the next subject of the dossier. Like her father, she too has an iron will, but prefers to tackle situations with subtlety, a trait her father has always lacked. She has gained a reputation for using her enemies' own tricks against them to achieve victory, and would no doubt make a fine queen. But Tess has little interest for matters of state, spending majority of her time among rogues, thieves and rapscallions. Of late, Tess's behaviour has been somewhat concerning. She has been spotted skulking the shorelines of Gilneas. As the fog rolls in from the sea, she confronts strange visitors, spectral buccaneers, their spirits rising from the cold grey surf. Even those that know the princess best fear for her safety when she visits the shores at night. With every night, these spirits appear to be shedding their spectral forms in favour of something more solid. Tess may soon have to abandon this project, however, as her father has need of her to aid in the hunt into the Witchwood. Despite having been dead for several years, the king's son Liam also makes an appearance within the dossier. The prince would die during the Battle of Gilneas against the Forsaken around the time of the Cataclysm. He jumped in front of an arrow fired by Sylvanas meant for his father. In life, his devotion to his father and Gilneas was unparalleled, and it seems to have remained that way in death. Now that the Witchwood curse haunts the people of Gilneas, there have been sightings of the prince's spirit. It is rumoured Liam's spirit appears to aid those in great danger, helping them to accomplish extraordinary things. The author of the dossier has some thoughts as to why Liam's spirit is appearing. The prince may feel he failed his people once before and wishes to go on protecting them, or it may be the Witchwood curse that keeps him shackled to the mortal plane. The final subject of the first set of dossiers is Countess Ashmore, an enigma whom no one had heard of before the events of the Witchwood, but suddenly an Ashmore family tree materialised, stretching back to the days before the formation of the Alliance, written in a hand that none of Gilneas's royal scribes recognise. Ashmore has taken up residence in a manor that has been abandoned since the first Battle of Gilneas. Those curious about the mysterious Countess have tried to find out more about her, hearing several voices coming from her manor, but the only person to step in and out of it is the Countess herself. It is rumoured she is researching the curse, and been asking questions of those who claim to have seen dragons within the woods. The author wonders if she truly is a noblewoman or something more dangerous. For my money, she is clearly a dragon, her horns in mortal form looking very similar to how Alexstrasza's look, though which flight I'm not 100% certain. Due to her appearance, I'd be more inclined to guess black dragon, as when in mortal form, dragons still often sport the colour of their flight. While the colour does appear to be a navy blue, it is much darker than the clothes one of the blue flight would wear, though she may even be a green or twilight dragon, as they have also been spotted around the Witchwood. I hope you enjoyed the summary of the first set of dossiers. The second set, no word of a lie, actually came out while I was writing this one, so expect an episode on that soon. If you'd like to read the article in its entirety, I've linked it in the description below. If you've enjoyed, this is YouTube, surely you know what to do by now, right? Until next time, happy Hearthstoning.